I got it, 9 o'clock, I got it.
9 o'clock?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's the question I didn't ask.
Cell phone, that's right. They're always there. At 9 a.m., I'm calling the meeting of the Administration on Veterans Affairs to order. On the agenda, number 1 is set term for election commissioners. It's been brought to our attention that since our legislative body is a 2-year term, it was talked about making the election commissioners also a 2-year term.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Bruce, seconded by Ray. Any other discussion?
What has it been?
4-year term.
And what's the rationale for making it 2? We've been a 2-year legislative term.
Because it's been a long, we just thought it would be a
Who's the we?
term.
I didn't hear any discussion. I was just waiting for the discussion.
I think the majority caucus talked about it, and it just puts it in line with the legislators' terms. This way, the new legislature comes in, they can put in who they want. If you get a 4-year term, you're stuck with, a new legislature may be stuck with a commissioner that...
What other terms are we reappointing in January or when we have a new legislature? What other positions do we reappoint that are 4-year terms? Should we consider those at the same time? I mean, there's many others, right, that are 4-year terms that we appoint, or are they not? I'm not sure.
Oh,
There's not many that you have control of.
What ones do we appoint?
Probably the only one that I can think of off the top of my head, the guy that worked with Brittany. Other than that, I don't know.
Who's the guy that works with Brittany? I don't know.
Our county administrator.
Oh, you.
You're looking at it.
And yours is a 4-year term.
No, mine's 3 years.
Yours is 3 years. What about any of the others? They're all 4? I mean, they're all
Rob, Carol, Bernie.
They're 4-year terms?
2 years.
2-year terms. Okay, so it's consistent.
It just brings it in line.
All those in favor?
Alright.
Opposed? Carried. Second is to appoint the Democratic Commissioner of Elections. Can I entertain a motion?
Can we
So moved by Fred.
go in executive?
Got a name?
Oh. Pardon?
We have a name.
Can we go in
Into
executive
executive
session?
Wait, we haven't even, we have only a motion. We don't have a second.
We need a,
I'll make the motion to go into executive session.
do
What
we
we-
just miss that other,
I guess there's no second.
there's no second.
Yeah.
I have to understand why we're going into executive
Because
session.
it's for a
Oh, I'm sorry.
particular person,
No, it's a position.
a position and pay.
A position and pay. It's a position.
Particular.
No, we're talking about a name.
We're talking about, what are we, one or both? What's the,
We're hiring a particular individual.
Appoint a
which-
Democratic Commissioner of
Okay,
That's
Elections.
been approved already. Now we're on that one.
gotcha. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
And why is that
It's a
executive
little
session?
early, actually.
Are we going to be talking about the person the Democrats have appointed or the Democratic committee is appointed?
Particular
Are we-
individual.
Well, I just want to be clear. The Democratic committee
Appointment.
sent a certificate for Audrey Dunning to become the election commissioner. Now, we're going into executive session to discuss Audrey Dunning? I'm just wondering, I want to understand.
Correct. Yes. It would have to be. So wait.
So we
Bob
have
made the motion.
Motion to appoint.
Motion by Bob.
Hyde, seconded by Ray. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We are in executive session. Okay, so then we go forward to appoint the Democratic Commissioner of Elections. Entertain a motion. Bob, first, second. Fred Shaw. All those in favor? Opposed?
Can we get, make it noted in our minutes that there were 2 discrepancies found and...
That was an executive session.
Oh, that's right, okay.
If we vote no on this, it doesn't go to the floor, right?
It will go to the floor.
It doesn't go to the floor if the committee votes no.
We got it.
And then it would go.
You don't have to.
Well, it's got to go to the floor.
It's gonna be automatic whether it goes to the floor or not.
Whatever, because it's done no matter what we do.
Yeah.
Weekly.
No.
Shaw.
Yeah.
Hyde.
Yes.
Mano.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Bono,
No.
Manine,
Yes.
it's carried.
Okay. That's fine.
Gene, I have something else if you've got nothing else.
No, I don't have anything else at this time. The
I do. I want to bring something on the table.
Still looking into that. Peter.
Where are we on this? Because the emails I see going back and forth seem to be very concerned about the cost there. I think that if we contacted the college, they would let us use their equipment. It is stored here.
It's being looked into yet.
And
Mark Harris and I are starting to touch base.
Yes.
I think that should be looked into. And I also think that in case nobody wants to run it, we should look into the possibility of those BOCES students running it. So that way it won't cost the county a penny.
But they're not there in the summer.
It's not a foolproof, you know, it's not 100%.
Well, is this foolproof?
No, this is not foolproof. That's why, and the issue, if I might, it's the, and this, I know there's been banter back and forth. I think it requires either, to go forward, it would require an acknowledgement that we have any responsibility to record. Granted, there's people that do it and people that don't do it. It's something that our community, many in our community have been accustomed to. But it really is about us providing transparency to government, not the citizens forcing us to be transparent. I agreed to run this when they weren't there. I don't think that it's necessary. I know Mr. Hendricks indicated that he thinks it's not appropriate for legislators to do it. I'm doing it, but I would prefer that somebody else had a start button and a shut off button. And I do think that it's something that it's our responsibility to do, to provide that transparency.
Peter, I did speak with Dr. Mark. She said we could use it.
Great.
And we are
She
looking
told me
more
already
into
too, but I wanted
it.
to make it official.
Right, she did tell me we could use it.
I know that.
Right. So it is being looked into yet.
Gene, is the minutes, if we record them, can they be used as instead of typing
No.
Carol instead of
No,
you?
I don't
They can't
think
be.
so, Rob.
Oh, because the resolutions become part of the minutes,
Carol
don't
types the
they?
word and Jim said I get notified, because she typed the word wrong. I didn't know if the minutes can be used. The
We're
video
not
can't-
required to produce a verbatim record of
Okay.
anything.
That's the
We're-
huge thing right there. That's the biggest.
All we need is a summary of our proceedings. So
And-
anyone who's quibbling about words is,
And our minutes include the
Irrational.
resolutions, don't they? Our official minutes online include the resolutions, where
Yes.
this wouldn't, the recording
It's
wouldn't.
one person's interpretation of, or record of what went on, and it would be Carol, right?
Well, there's already
No,
recording.
Our minutes are our official record of our proceedings, a summary. Basically, it's the resolutions and the votes. And she does include some description of what's going on, just for purposes of clarity, and so people 10 years from now, or whenever, can look back and see what actions were
But
taken.
it's based on her recollection.
Well, there's a
her
bit- she's got an
records of
audio.
what went on
It's
in those
based-
proceedings.
based
So
on-
it's,
But she keeps
It's
the
not-
audio, doesn't she, that she maintains?
Based on an audio tape that they
Retain?
review afterwards.
Do they retain the audio tape?
I don't.
I would think they're obligated to, under freedom.
So my question would be if Peter does go ahead with, if we use that equipment, can we streamline it to, because Bruce, I got an email back from Bruce saying that his territory doesn't get the cable, channel 99. If we stream it right to our website,
And that's possible too.
I mean, that way
That's
it
being
can
looked-
cover,
in the
who says his
total
territory doesn't get it, Fred doesn't get it, everybody gets the website, a computer.
Yeah, and that wouldn't cost
online.
anything either,
It
so.
wouldn't cost anything.
Who's
So
looking
it's a-
into it, Jean?
Mark Harris from the college.
On whether it can be streamed to the website?
Well,
He's
not only
working.
that, but about the equipment use.
Absolutely.
And
From the
so
college.
the only other issue then is who's gonna actually run that thing?
And that's what
If
we'll
we
have to
come up with
determine.
something on that line,
So we'll get back at another committee meeting when we have more factual information to pass on to the committee.
because every organization that I know of, Utica Common Council, Utica Legislature, or Atlantic County Legislature, federal government, state, they all tape their meetings. And I don't, I know liability's been brought up, but I don't really think that's a concern.
Okay, without anything
Jean, I
else?
have something.
Yes.
I wonder when we send out the notice of our meetings to the media, if we could include the agenda as it stands at the time the notice goes out. I think that might go to the citizens, and if these, just like what we get, just put something like that, the basic topics that are going to be covered in our meetings, and the word other covers anything else. I wonder why not. If there's any,
I would, huh?
I wouldn't support it only because we're scrambling I was scrambling till 9 o'clock today to get stuff ready.
Well, I'm suggesting I knew what was going to be on for this meeting, when you scheduled the meeting.
But we've also had people come to meetings expecting something to be on that's been pulled.
Well, I think that the tentative agenda is, putting the word tentative in there, is something that, why not let the citizens know? And then, do we have to publish our agenda on the website when we schedule the meetings? Do we have to post?
It's on there every...
And do we put the agenda on there?
Yes.
And how soon before the meetings do we do that?
That's
Usually the day before.
I guess, I mean, the meetings, I guess I don't understand why we wouldn't do it. If we know that we're going to discuss A, B, and C, and we call it tentatively, the agenda is A, B, C, and other. It just gives people an opportunity. Again, transparency. Why are we getting together? Well, this is what we plan on. I can't imagine a reason why not to. I hope there's support for it.
Take it into consideration.
How will you do that? How will you take it into consideration? Maybe if you just see if there's a vote yes or no right now, and we'll know not to
By
win.
the chairperson or not?
I beg your pardon? I missed that.
No, I'm just saying, does the chairperson have to recognize people, or can people just talk?
Well, she was looking at me.
Do we want to discuss this anymore at this time, committee members?
I feel it's fine the way it is. I mean,
Yes.
it's fluid. Like Jim mentions, it's fluid. It changes on a hourly basis on some days.
What goes on and what comes off.
Is there a vehicle whereby a citizen can call the county?
They can call the county, they can call the chairman. They see that there's a committee meeting. If there's something of interest, they can call the chairman and ask what's going to be on.
They can still call us as legislators.
And they can call you as legislators, absolutely.
Is a phone number put into that announcement? Well, maybe you should
No.
put the phone number in.
But it's on the website, it's in the telephone books.
We don't make it too easy for them, though, do we, King?
Yes,
I
sir.
have no problem.
I got a couple comments on a couple things. On this issue of taping, I noticed there was more emails sent back and forth between legislators on that subject than there was when it was 3 million gallon of water taken out of Hinckley in a drought. That's an essential of life.
Correct.
Second point on that, everything in Washington is taped. Everybody can watch it. They don't know what's going on, neither does the public, so what's the value of the taping? On the subject of meeting notices, any subject that any citizen wants to discuss, they've got a 5-minute period they can speak on any subject of any public meeting, or all the other suggestions, they can call anybody. And I think we're arguing over priorities, but I'm not sure where they stand. So, you know, if anyone in my district has a problem, they call me, I give them an answer.
Jim.
Thank you, Fred. I concur with you. I mean, I feel, you know, how many of us have office hours outside of Peter? And Peter, how many people come to your
I
office?
get a few.
You get a few because why? Because they deliver them books? Because they're returning books?
That's a good place to be, right?
I understand. Kurt's tried, others have tried, and, you know, I've got a newsletter.
no,
I'm
Jim-
gracious, my town's good enough to have a newsletter, and I use that newsletter when I can to notify. I've got 3 emails, 3 phone
I
numbers,
put
3 everything, so.
my information in the Frank newsletter, but there are people that come to the library that are not bringing books back, and I'll grant you, a lot of the stuff they bring me are village problems and town problems, but I do get people.
Okay.
Mr. Ch- Mr.
We have
Chairman.
other meetings
Madam
behind us, and
Chairman.
I think we can probably talk these issues for another hour, but I think there are things that we don't need to address at this moment, and I think it's time to move on to another meeting, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Ray, second. By Fred, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Bernie, you wanna go outside?
Too cold.